my name is Hannah. Welcome back or to my channel, and today we have yet another book haul. I feel like at this point I should just accept that I'm trying to build like a legit official library because I can't stop buying books, but I'm not honestly that mad about it. So I think I have like 9 or 10 books here. We're just gonna get started. Don't mind my really squeaky floors. I live in an old house. But this first one is one of the most stunning books. Sorry, my hair is being crazy. This is a special edition of Barrier Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. It is stunning. It is made by Owl Crate. As soon as they announced it, I got an email for it. I ordered it immediately. I think I ordered it like a few months back. Like it took a while to come. It was more like a pre-order. But I do not regret a thing. I love this book. This book was a 6-star read, and you will also see why. So it comes in this slip case, which is also stunning. There's a, is it the same? Yeah, so this kind of poem is very relevant to the book. This is very gothic, which is also fitting for the book. So we take this out, and this is the cover. The foiling is everything. The roses, also significant. The back, there's a quote, and then the sprayed edges. Are you ready? Ah, looks like stained glass window. I'm obsessed with that. Oh, and there's also like the ribbon bookmark thing. I can't contain it. Oh, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. And then if we take off the dust jacket, honestly, the beauty never ends with this book. So it's a reversible dust jacket. Look at this. So on the cover, it's the 3 women who this book follows. And then on the back, it's them as vampires, or at least one of them. Obsessed. And then the book itself, really, really cool art on the front and back. It's kind of like a pencil artwork of the 3 girls, the spine, and then the back again, stunning. So if you don't know, this is like a gothic fantasy, also historical fiction. It spans centuries, and follows 3 women on just through their life. It's very character driven, and it's fantasy because they are vampires, which is also how and why it spans centuries. And just her writing is incredible. Look at that. It's beautiful. And something really cool, there's a letter from V.E. Schwab, and the signature is foiled. And then the back. Literally stunning. I love it. And she is just the cutest. So, yep. I could just stop this video there. And next is a pre-order that I had like at the beginning of the year or something. As soon as I saw this, I knew I needed it. I also have the second book pre-ordered, The Baby Dragon Bakery, but this is The Baby Dragon Cafe, the first in this adorable, like cozy fantasy romance series. Like, look, that's all you need to know. It's written by A.T. Qureshi, I think. It's not very long. It's like not even 300 pages. I just think books like this are the best. They're adorable and just a fluffy, cute, cozy little time, and I'm so into it. So it says, welcome to the cutest and most complicated cafe in town. When Saphira opens her cafe for customers with pet baby dragons, she isn't expecting it to be quite so hard to keep the fires burning, but her young dragon patrons keep incinerating the furniture, which means, selling coffee isn't covering her costs. Local heartthrob Aiden is a gardener, though his disobedient baby dragon is a major distraction from his beloved plants. However, Saphira's cafe gives him an idea. He'll ask Saphira to train his dragon and pay her enough to keep the cafe afloat. Yes. And next, I have a book from Aardvark Book Club, which is the same concept as the Book of the Month Club subscription box. I am no longer a subscriber of this book club, but I had a credit left over from a few months ago, and finally a book I was interested in wasn't sold out in literally the first day, which is part of the reason why I stopped my subscription. But this is The Devils by Joe Abercrombie. It's his newest release. I know he's like a big epic fantasy author, but I've never read anything by him before, and I've seen a lot of hype around this book, and it was available. So I was like, let me just give it a go. I have this credit. Yeah, but the cover is really cool. It's giving like thriller or dark something, but it's an epic fantasy. So I'm really interested to, oh God, to see what it's about and to discover a new author. It also came with this little bookmark. We'll read a little bit of the blurb. So it says, holy work sometimes requires unholy deeds. Brother Diaz has been summoned to the sacred city where he is certain a commendation and grand holy assignment awaits him. But his new flock is made up of unrepentant murderers, practitioners in ghastly magic, and outright monsters. The mission he is tasked with will require bloody measures from them all in order to achieve its righteous end. And there are elves. So, sounds good to me. Epic fantasy, yeah, I'm excited. And next, we're changing gears to a contemporary fantasy that actually takes place in Canada, where I am. This is a Carly Fortune novel, One Golden Summer. I think this is the first one in this interconnected standalone series. I haven't read anything by her before, but my mom's friend gave this to me after she read it, so it was a gift, which was very lovely of her. Thank you, Heather. Yeah, I've never read anything, but where the setting is in this, I'm really intrigued to read it because it's Canadian. I've heard very good things about this, so I will probably give it a go at some point, but I don't know when I'm going to get around to it. So the back says, I never anticipated Charlie Florek. Good things happen at the lake. That's what Alice's grandmother says, and it's true. Alice spends just one summer there at a cottage with Nan when she was 17. It's where she took that photo, the one of 3 grinning teenagers in a yellow speedboat, the image that changed her life. And now she's a photographer, so I'm pretty sure it is a second chance romance. Like, she had a little fling with this guy, Charlie, back when she was 17, and now it's years later, and yeah. But yeah, I've heard good things. It seems very cute. I'm not sure if there's spice in Carly's book, so I can't tell you that, but very good flop. Like, this book has been read and it's like perfect condition. Okie dokie. And next on my list? I don't know. The next book is A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping by Sangu Mandana, and I am so excited for this one. I literally pre-ordered this book, I think last fall, like a long time ago. And this is the sequel to The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches, which I have over here. So I read this one. This is the first book last year. Super cozy, actually kind of deep fantasy with romance, like witchy, just really great. I actually at the time didn't rate this like the highest, but I think about it all the time and would like to reread it. I think it just wasn't what I expected when I read it, but looking back, I loved it. It's so weird how your brain works. You can change ratings and whatnot. Like, it grew on me. So I'm very excited for the sequel to that. I don't know exactly who this one follows, but I'm just so excited to go back into this super cozy, autumnal, witchy world. Like, you really can't ask for anything more. And I didn't love and still don't love this cover, but I like this one better. I think the colors are cuter. Because it's the sequel, I'm just going to read this little blurb at the top there. So it says, a whimsical and heartwarming novel about a witch who has a second chance to get her magical powers and her life back on track. From the national best-selling author, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, very excited. And next, I have a really cool book. This one I have seen around so much. It's so unique. First of all, look at it. It's like a lot wider. It's almost a square, and the pages are like stark white. I've heard really interesting things about this. It's very unique, kind of weird, funny. I think it's even kind of, is it scary or like thrillery? Honestly, I don't know. But every time I see this book, it is $40, like $39. And I was not willing to spend that much on it until one day it was on sale on Amazon for $9. And I could not pass that up because I've been wanting it for so long. So I did end up ordering it finally. But this is House of Leaves by Mark Z. Danielewski. Probably saying that wrong. But it is, yeah, I don't know how to describe this book. But like, what is this? The format is crazy. And like, what is going on here? Like, just the layout of this book. Like, it seems like it's going to be really fun to read, just the different formats that go on in it. Like, I don't even know. So I read part of this in my ASMR version of this, and I was confused. Like, is this part real or is this in the novel? I think you'll see what I mean. So, years ago, when House of Leaves was first being passed around, it was nothing more than a badly bundled heap of paper, parts of which were occasionally surface on the internet. Parts of which would occasionally surface on the internet. No one could have anticipated the small but devoted following this terrifying story would soon command. Starting with an odd assortment of marginalized youth, musicians, tattoo artists, programmers, strippers, environmentalists, and adrenaline junkies, the book eventually made its way into the hands of older generations who not only found themselves in those strangely arranged pages, but also discovered a way back into the lives of their estranged children. Yeah, I don't know. There's some weird stuff going on. I don't know, I'm just really intrigued. Like, that kind of gave nothing, but I really want to read it. All right, we got a few more books here. Next is a book that recently came out. I think it came out in July. It is The Irresistible Urge to Fall for Your Enemy by Bridget Knightley, which is her debut traditionally published novel. I believe she used to write fan fiction, but this is her first real, like I just said, traditionally published. It says, the best love stories begin with hate at first sight. And I love, love, love the cover. The pink is so pretty. Very, very nice. I believe this is the first book in a trilogy, I want to say. I think I heard trilogy. And look at the end papers. So pretty. So I will read a little bit of the inside here. Loyalties are tested in this slow burn enemies to lovers romantasy following an assassin and a healer forced to work together to cure a fatal disease while resisting the urge to kill each other, or worse, fall in love. How dare they fall in love? When Osric Mordaunt, member of the Fyron Order of Assassins, falls ill, he realizes he needs the expertise of a very specific healer. As fate would have it, that healer belongs to an enemy faction, the Halen Order. Ooh, so they're working together. Oh, no, it's a duology. Even better. Book 1 in the dearly beloathed duology. Perfect. Love that. And finally, I got this. I was going to call it a duology. It's not. I think it's a trilogy, but I got the first 2 books in this series. The first one being Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. Yeah, book 1 of the Emily Wilde series, a novel by Heather Fawcett. I've just heard so much about the series since it started coming out. I don't even know when this first one was written, 2023. Again, it's a cozy fantasy with romance. I think the romance is a subplot. There's fairies. I just love it. I think Emily is, yeah, she's a professor at Cambridge, and this follows, so I'm just going to read this blurb. A curmudgeonly professor journeys to a small town in the far north to study fairy folklore. Yes. And discovers dark fae magic, friendship, and love in the start of a heartwarming and enchanting new fantasy series. That's all I need to know. So the first one and the second one is Emily Wilde's Map of the Otherlands. So cute. And they're not very long either. And the covers are adorable. And that is that. Okay, that is all that I have for you guys today. I really, really hope you enjoyed. Thank you if you made it this far in the video. If you're not, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel so you know when I upload. Please go take care of yourself, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!